Hello Glee fans, this is Shamus Kelley, video producer for the Towerlight, here with your opinionated Glee review of Season 3, Episode 4, Pot O' Gold, or Pot of Gold, however you pronounce that. Anyway, so we're finally back with a new Glee episode, and by the way, I know you all asked questions last week. I will get to them when we have another off week of Glee, as it were, so I have more to talk about. But they were great questions, send in more. I love having people ask me questions. This episode, let's talk about the big thing, the new Irish character. I think his name is Rory, but what's his actual name? Damien? Okay. Thank you, Editor-in-Chief Lauren Slavin. Yeah, the real kid's name is Damien from the Glee Project, right? Yeah. The thing is about that character, he's a perfectly fine character. I mean, basically his whole trait is that he's Irish. But, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the character. It's just that we don't need another character. We already have so many. I'm actually going to hone in. This is the problem that Glee has, is that it can't develop its own characters, so it just keeps introducing more and more, because at least that introduction can give them some plot lines, but once they've stuck around for a while, they have a very hard time developing them, and that's the problem. The same thing is going to happen with this Irish kid if he sticks around, which, you know, I mean, he's a good singer, he's a perfectly fine actor. I mean, he's not, you know, people apparently like him, I guess. It's just, I don't see the point at all. But this episode itself, I actually, you know, as much as I just went on a little bit of a tirade, this episode was actually really enjoyable. A lot of balanced plot lines, a lot of focus for a lot of different characters. Still, like, nothing from Tina. She cried in, like, a scene. Tina watch for this week. Cried. Great job, Glee writers. But other than that, I mean, that's almost becoming the norm, so I can't really fault them on that. But this was just a really fun episode to watch. The whole Santana and Brittany thing at the breadsticks was really adorable, and I was all like, oh, it was... Yay. I mean, not as much Kurt Blaine stuff this week, but I like that we got to see Kurt doing something that didn't involve Blaine, because I was afraid that this whole season would just push their relationship and then we wouldn't get to learn anything about Kurt by himself. So I'm glad that, you know, we get a little development from him. Finn was like a bitch this week. I'm not really sure why. He was just like, oh, fuck you, Blaine. I don't know why. He's Kurt's boyfriend. I guess he feels threatened by him, but it's like some weeks he's not. He's mad at him. Like they just arbitrarily decided this season, that Finn was going to be angry at Blaine. Whatever. The thing with Brittany, once again, they can't decide how dumb she is. She thinks leprechauns are real. It was cute and it was really funny, and Brittany got a lot of funny things to say in this episode, but there's just not. It just didn't work for me. Like it was really funny. It was cute and I liked it. It's just that it didn't work for me because they cannot come to a consensus on if she is smart or not. Oh, it just really gets to me. But I also did like the thing with Quinn, where basically she realizes her whole character thing now is that everyone else is going off and doing other things and she has nothing. So this baby is the only thing she has to basically say, this is my future, is having this baby. And that's really, really cool. And and I won't even talk about the thing that happens at the very, very end of the episode. All of you people who've seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. It seemed really random, and it kind of pissed me off. Like, I get that they set it up earlier in the episode, but, oh, God, it just... Oh, please, why? That plot line was just fine as it was. It didn't need that extra complication. But also the songs. I think somebody, can't remember what YouTube user asked, but someone wanted to comment on on the songs, which they were fine. You know, it's not easy being green. Huh, I get it, he's Irish. But, you know, once again, it wasn't bad or anything, just... It was good. He's a good singer. Blaine's song was kind of pointless. I didn't really see the point at all. It was just there to basically make Santana pissy, which he already was. They just like giving Blaine stuff to do because he makes the money, which, you know, people like Blaine. But, you know, once again, I'd like to see him do something by himself too, and not... Because right now he's sort of feeding off Kurt's plot lines, which I'd like to see more Blaine's plot lines. I don't know. And then, you know, Kurt's dad was really cool. You know, I'm gonna run against Sue. Like, that was really cool. But then Sue is now good again because she cares about special education now. A little consistency, writers, please. You know, honestly, like this was, but as much as, you know, as much nitpicking I'm doing, because these are nitpicks. These aren't big concerns, because a lot of this stuff is just stuff Glee does already. It was a fun episode. It really was. I give this episode a pretty solid A. No, it's not an A minus. It's like a, no, you know, it's an A minus. There are some problems, but they're kind of standard Glee-y problems, but that doesn't mean they can't be fixed. So overall, it was a really fun episode. Nitpicks here and there, but overall, you know, I don't really have a lot to say about it. I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed myself. Like, I was watching the episode. I'm like, I'm perfectly entertained by this. I'm just annoyed by the stuff that I'm usually annoyed by. Was there anything else to talk about in the episode? If you guys have any thoughts, you know, comment down here. I will respond to, you know, everybody that I can. You know, once again, like I said, I'll answer all your questions and stuff next week. I'll get to, or not even next week, whenever Glee has a break again. Apparently the super big gay sexy time episode is coming up pretty soon. So I'm probably going to talk about that a lot. So, hooray! So anyway, sorry for the short review this week, but I mean, when Glee is good, there's not as much to talk about, I guess. All right, well, until then, see you later.